Today, we're diving into one of the most bizarre and eerie events in history, the Cadaver Synod, an event so strange, it almost feels like something out of a dark comedy. But trust me, it's very real. Let's travel back to the year 897 and see what happened when a pope put a dead man on trial. Imagine this. It's the late 9th century, and the Catholic Church is anything but peaceful. Power struggles, political intrigue, and backstabbing are happening at the highest levels of the Church. And at the center of it all, we have Pope Stephen V. This guy, well, he wasn't your typical pope. Stephen VI didn't just have a thing for power, he had a personal grudge. You see, Stephen was not a fan of Pope Formosus, his predecessor. And when Formosus died in 896, Stephen took it a step further than just writing a mean letter or banning someone from the church. Instead of mourning or peacefully transitioning into his papacy, Stephen VI decided to, wait for it, put the dead pope on trial. Yes, you heard that right. In 897, Stephen had the body of Pope Formosus exhumed from his tomb. They didn't just dig him up for burial reasons. No, they were about to give him a trial. They dressed Formosus's body in full papal attire, propped him up on a throne, and had a deacon speak for the deceased. Seriously, a dead man was now facing a court of law, in one of the most surreal moments in history. Well, apparently Formosus was accused of a lot. Perjury, violating church law, and even trying to seize the papacy by illegal means. Stephen VI had a personal vendetta, and he was determined to disgrace his predecessor, dead or alive. With Formosus found guilty, his papal robes were stripped off. 3 of his fingers were cut off, the ones used for blessings, and his body was cast into the Tiber River. Let that sink in. A dead pope was humiliated, dismembered, and tossed into a river like it was some sort of weird medieval revenge plot. But the story doesn't end there. Because guess what happened to Pope Stephen VI? His little stunt didn't go over well with the people of Rome, or anyone with half a brain. Shortly after the trial, Stephen was imprisoned, and not surprisingly, strangled to death in the same year. Talk about poetic justice. And Formosus? Well, he was eventually reinstated as a legitimate pope by future leaders, as if his body being put on trial never happened. So, what's the moral of the story here? Maybe don't put dead people on trial, or at least don't mess with someone's grave if you don't want things to blow up in your face. In any case, the Cadaver Synod stands as one of the most bizarre chapters in papal history, reminding us that, in medieval times, anything was possible. If you enjoyed this strange piece of history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. For more quirky historical deep dives, and comment below with your thoughts. What's the most ridiculous historical event you've ever heard of? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for another strange tale from the past. Until then, keep questioning history.